Hello and welcome to part 5, which is covering the interior renovation. You can see here the interior when I first started was a little bit grubby, has various dirt and was kind of in ground with some scuff marks. What I then decided to do from that part was basically to clean it up and see how it would come out first of all, and then tackle what was required from there as far as repair. So I first of all cleaned it with some water and some G15, which is a heavy duty cleaning product which also came from Gliptone. You can see there that it cleaned up quite nicely. After this, then applied some leather conditioner to help soften it up and improve the leather again. And then it was very respectable in fact. However, unfortunately, the seats, particularly the driver's seat, had some tears in there and need replacing. I obtained some replacement seats that in fact actually been recoloured previously, and went about removing that colour before I could then basically colour match them and essentially respray them to the others. What I'm doing here is the recolouring these second pair of seats that I've got. I've already wiped them down with white spirits. They've been recoloured black before, and they were the beige under that. So you can see here I got a fair proportion of the black off. I can understand why I've done it black, because there were some pen marks, permanent marker pen marks. There's a huge swathe around there. There's a couple of other spots on the back here. Now what I've been trying to do is to gradually build up with the dye colour over the top and feather it in so it doesn't stand out quite so much, and then when I come to then paint the entire seat, hopefully it'll disappear or not stand out. I mean, the piece up here, I've got to do a lot more work on blending that one in, for instance. But this one down here is not coming out too bad. I mean, everyone, there was a very black pen line that was running around there before. Now I think we get away with it. Let's see. So after I blended in over the pen marks, I decided to spray the entire seat. You can see here. With the first coat it was still very patchy. With the second coat it actually seemed to be very good coverage, and I checked that compared to the inside of the glove box. You can see it was actually a very good match, and the seats actually come out quite respectable in the end. Couldn't tell. Same thing was done with the door cards. I decided to split the door cards down, take the insert out, just so I could get a better edge. See here that again that become quite good. I decided to do the inside of the door grips with black, mainly because it's constantly being touched with your fingers, so I tend to look more grubby quickly. The other thing I also needed to do was the glove box. The glove box lid had suffered some shrinking before, needed to have the leather replaced. Now I did try to stretch it out and failed. I didn't have any exact leather, so what I took was some of the black leather that I'd purchased to do along the top of the dash, and again recoloured that, and you can see that actually come out actually very good. I'm actually surprised at the coverage, actually, to be fair. Once they're stuck back together, I'm fairly sure that that's going to looking, and you'd never really know it was actually black to start with. The other thing that I was also looking at here was the runners for the seats. They had some corrosion on them, so I cleaned those up and resprayed those. The same thing from the binnacle. The binnacle was given the clean that I'd done before, but it still actually looked quite patchy, because where some of it was being exposed to the sun, it looked a bit patchy compared to some of the other sides. So again, I completely recoloured that with black as well. The other thing I wanted to try was, because I was quite pleased with how the engine cover came out and discussed before, I was looking at doing some kind of different kind of styling on the door inserts. So you can see here that what I basically went for was going for the green with the yellow stripe to match the engine cover, and I think it actually come out exceptionally well. Actually, you can see here where it matches with the engine cover. Right, it was then on to replacing the black leather that runs along the top of the dash that had suffered some shrinkage, and that was just done with some spray on glue on the fiberglass, and also on the leather itself. Left that for 10 minutes, then kind of pushed that in and worked it out. So you can see the finished result there was actually quite impressive, actually, to be fair. I was a little concerned about how it would come out, but after I'd also recoloured the part of the dash which I couldn't remove and fitted the speakers, etc., it looks as good as new and perfect OEM. Right, so now finally on to looking at recovering the glove box, which is basically what started pretty much the whole thing. What I've got here is that it's been stripped off. There's some foam, thin foam stuck on the back of a piece of cardboard. We can see here over the years Shrug down and shrug between the metal framework. So what I was going to do was to stiffen up a piece of cardboard, which in this case happens to be a bit of cereal packet, which seems to be more or less what the stuff was in the first place. Stick that down and then stick that down on top of that, and should help stabilise that somewhat and return back some of this. Then once that's all stuck down, I can then recover it with the leather. I'm just debating whether I should coat this cardboard first with some kind of varnish or something to stabilise it, stiffen it up a little bit. It's difficult to say whether this was covered with anything. I mean, obviously it was covered with contact adhesive. I'll see. Well, that's it for this video. So I'll say thanks for watching if you got this far. Thank you very much.